All right, I'm not even going to plan on dragging this out even longer because it's normally a 3-minute intro, but we're just going to hop into this. All right, so here to break it down, not one of us because this game broke him so bad he did not even want to be here for this. He was so emotionally distraught because of Ferrari and now this. I just feel bad for him. So Canadian Dave is mourning from the loss right now.
Understandable.
And
so two losses today, poor guy.
He had to, and he did a watch along too.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, we love you, Dave. I'm so sorry, buddy. But German Dave and myself have gotten off of our individual work stuff, and we're here to talk to you guys. Maybe do some therapy sessions. Let you guys call in. We'll talk about the game. I also want to touch base on some comments that were made towards us about glazing Real Madrid and kind of iterating our points clear again. Just because it was funny. One, not you, Jeff, but someone else was just whining like a baby on the comments, and I'm just like, stop it.
At some point, if we don't forget, it's a call-in show, so
I would love that person to call in, but he's probably 5 years old.
Yeah, so
based off of the way that they talk.
Dash and I will waffle on a bit. Then we send the link, and then you can join the stream, everybody.
So, man, I don't even know.
Don't worry, Dash. Jeff still loves us.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, Jeff's fine. I just the other one, I was just like sitting there. I'm like, dude, we're like not even like, huh? Good Lord. And that guy's like a hardcore Barca fan. Like you could tell by the way that he writes his comments, he's a hardcore Barca fan. And I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Get that messy cock out of your mouth. Stop it. And then my favorite will be like, dude, let me illustrate this. I have this because it's a collector's item, not that I glaze the guy. He played for the team that I am covering. So it's like, sure, it was a gift. Why not frame it? Good Lord. It's like I have a Ronaldo jersey and everyone's like sitting there, Dash is Ronaldo fan. It's like, no. I've gone on video like multiple times saying how much I despise both Messi and Ronaldo, and I hate talking about them. So we're not going to talk about them.
Just wait until I go to my new streaming room and I have all my jerseys in the back, and people will make judgments on who I support.
He's got like 6 Alvaro Morata jerseys, all with the teams he's played on.
I still don't have a Morata jersey. I reject these accusations.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. So let's just waffle on about Juve Fiorentina. Yep. I was just appalled. Like I wasn't even shocked. We said it Thursday. I said Thursday, I'm like, we're losing this game. Because like maybe I was like, no, we're losing. No shot in hell that we were beating that Fiorentina team in Florence. Like absolutely no fucking way. And then it's just like I look at this and I look at the expected goals. Fiorentina scored 3 with an expected goal of 0.38. 3.8. A third of a chance.
Do you have a FODMAP on?
I can pull it up in a moment. Here, just
because the 1 second spike, brother. Hold up, I have it ready. Give me a second.
Here we go. I got it.
Oh, you're quicker
than I'm quick, as they say. So looking at this, 37%.
If you have that momentum chart, it's unacceptable, dude. Dude, it's just unacceptable.
It is. Oh, it is. It is. And the people that I like to think are all the hipsters at this time last year that were awning about hipster ball and the salvation of football and all this other stuff. Well, congratulations. I warned you guys. I warned people. I said, be careful what you're wishing for. I remember, I'm gonna start calling out names. We had Reno from Reno Zed on the channel. I trust Giuntoli. He's, with Thiago Motta, I trust Giuntoli's process. Hey, how's that working out for you, bud? How's that going for you? Fantastic. Same thing with BZ last year, too. Oh, man, this guy's got to get sacked. And now their cover argument is, well, you're just comparing trash to trash at this point. Like, last season was trash, and you're saying which trash is less trash. It's like, dude, this is worse. This is extremely worse. Because I went on here and I said, if you're going to change coaches, you better have a damn good plan when you do it. I said it too about Gentoli. I said, you better, the way that you acted that second half of last season, the way that you've effectively sabotaged the team like they did last.
Oh yeah.
Because now it's, oh yeah, hindsight's 2020 here. But I look at it from that perspective, and it's like, now this is the end result. I gave you the summer, and this is what you gave us. So look, I rarely am on the thing where I say people need to lose their jobs. This is the first time I've confidently can say that Gentoli needs to take Thiago Motta and get the fuck out of Turin. Like, seriously.
Yeah, man. Sven. Today, we are mud brothers. We are mud brothers today.
Because, and I hate to do this at the expense of Sven here, but Italiano and Bologna have just shown how washed Thiago Motta is as a coach. Like, I think that's effectively dusted the argument here.
Yep.
That, like, I low-key think that, like, this is completely, like, this is, Motta's done.
Bologna's right where they were last season.
Nothing different.
Yes, of course, like the top teams are maybe a bit more stacked. Napoli's again up there, but if you don't consider Napoli and that is that high up again, like they are where they were last season, kind of, when they made the Champions League. So yeah,
are we still gonna pull up those that match stats from Maccabi Haifa and Juve, or is this now the new meme?
By the way, this on Bologna is not even saying they that Italiano is that much better than Thiago Motta. It is just the management seems to put together a roster or a team that seems to be working, that has chemistry.
Like,
no matter who the coach is.
I'm sorry. Like, for me, this is, again, it's a rare thing for me to say this, but you've collectively fucked up. In 18 months, you have catastrophically fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, catastrophically. I even said it back then when Motta got the 2+1. I said, oh boy, a 2+1 contract, that isn't a good sign, people. No, hipster ball this. No, we're going to play attacking football. Goose, Juve have never played attacking football. You will never get for Juve to be what Juve is, it isn't attacking hipster ball, Goose. All of Juve's offensive productivity, and even their best offensive productivity, have come from quick, swift counterattacks. Kind of what like Inter's doing and have been doing of recent. It's crazy. You want to know why? Because they have the Juve CEO running the fucking project.
The last good Juve CEO.
The last good one. The other one's banned from sport. But, or even, I don't know, Arriva Beni's probably at some vineyard just drinking wine at this point. Where I have to look at John Elkin with his stupid ascots and really weird short sleeve shirts and stupid sweater vests. Him sitting there. Yes, Lewis Hamilton, please be my daddy. Congratulations, you fucked up Ferrari's debut.
Today,
was he not there? I thought I saw him there.
Did you? Oh, I didn't see him. Then I was maybe. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Like there he was in the pit area at some point.
All right.
I think before the race.
Oh, then I didn't see it. Damn. Yeah.
So congratulations, John Elkin. You have royally fucked Juve and you've royally fucked Ferrari. I don't know at this point. For me, my honest opinion, like, this is my stance, and this is what's going to be my stance. Sell the team. Sell the team. This the only way this gets better is these guys need to sell the team. Sell the team to an actual investor that actually gives a damn about the sport, that actually cares about building a proper project.
JJ is asking the important question. Let me show him.
Ferrari did terrible.
Hold up.
All right.
Yeah. I will show.
Like, I don't know who did worse today, Juve or Ferrari. Like, that's why Canadian Dave can't even.
No, Juve.
That's why Canadian Dave isn't even here. That's how distraught he is. And you guys know how mentally tough Canadian Dave is. Canadian Dave has been here for weeks just watching shit.
Look, out of 10 teams, where do
Out
you
of
find
10,
Ferrari?
5 points.
Because strategy was shit today, man.
Oh, just like Juve's strategy is
They
shit.
once, sorry, just to get F1 to brush that to the side quickly. They had a podium right there on their silver platter. Lewis Hamilton, out of nowhere, because it started raining, like overtook some cars that went off track, and all of a sudden was second behind Verstappen. And Norris came into the pits already, so I guess like Norris would have passed him again. But he would be on pace to be on the podium or at least close. They kept him a lap longer out on slicks in the wet. Same with Leclerc. And fuck their races. And that's my summary.
Yep.
So yeah, back to what was even worse.
And this again, it's a terrible product. It has been a terrible product. We've been doing, like, for example, my issue is, like, you can say that Gentili got players, right? He did what he was supposed to do, get certain players, but for certain aspects of positions, he didn't have proper backups. And I can guarantee you right now, from the coaching perspective, he probably doesn't have proper coaching backups either. But at this point, your team's in free fall. When you drop a 4-0 and a 3-0 back to back, your team is in free fall. Your team is fucked. Generally, that's when you have to fire someone. And if he doesn't, then you know where
He won't.
You know where the project is, if it is even considered a project.
I'm saying this for months now. He will not get fired. Like until we miss the which I still hope we don't. But honestly, even if we make it, it got to the point where I don't know if this will work, man.
This German Dave is what's firing me up a little bit. Because, and I'm going to say Goose too, because Goose was one of those people last season and this season where it's not only Mota that's at fault, but last year it was always Max's fault for everything. And I've got receipts. I've kept all of them because I am petty about this.
Yeah.
Because this is where I'm getting irritated right now. Well, it's not Monty's fault. It's other things. It's the players. When I made that same argument last year, everyone was like, no, it's Allegri's job to do it. And I'm not even an Allegri sympathizer. I'm just looking at it from the sake of the argument and how fucking stupid it was. Like, I'm fired up right now. That's how irritated I am because this is what I'm seeing on the internet. Where it's like, seriously? And don't get me wrong, last season, Gentili fucked up the winter transfer market too.
He fucked up. Number one, he was late for June. We knew that. We got Timothy Weah and the buy option on Milik. That was it, I believe, for the summer. And those were Giovanni Manna signings that I believe he wasn't allowed to do more because Gentili isn't coming and you don't want to get like players that don't fit what the new sporting director wants to do. So January transfer window, okay, that like I don't put that on. But to bring in the winter mercato, Charlie Alcaraz as your solution as a creator. We needed a 10. By the way, we still do. We didn't get a 10. We loaned out a 10 in Miretti, who is, by the way, doing good at why am I always forgetting? Genoa, right? And how do we fuck this up that bad, man? Like there are so evident things that you have to do. And yes, this ain't like all on Motta, but it's a like dude, you can say a 33 on Motta, 33 on Gentili, 33 on management. I don't care. Like divide it like equally to all those parties. But it was the same with Allegri. Allegri didn't get the best out of the players. He just put them in such a stranglehold tactically. Dude, this is how the players look when they are trying to express themselves on the field. Now you know why he put them in the fucking 3-5-2 and didn't want them to play open style football. Dude, our center backs, like, what was that defending? Set pieces, we are trash at that the whole damn season. The second goal, I don't know how you allow a shot in the half space in your box with the left foot. I don't know how you allow that as a center back. Renato Vega was right there. How does that shot slip through by Mandragora? And sorry, but Di Grigori had a stinker as well. Like the 2-0 and 3-0 could have been saved as well, in my opinion.
It's
so
just
everything was bad. The defenders we got, I know we said, oh, Renato Vega, area duels, he's at least a physical body. But dude, this is how we look when we don't have control over the game. When we don't, like, yes, we still have the ball a lot, but this is how we play defensively when we give the opponent either control over the game or counter attacks the whole time. We can't defend.
We
and
did
we did a video and said that it's partially
it's a fraudulent defense.
Partially it was okay statistically defensively because we were still there and duels and stuff like that one. But the majority of it is having the ball a lot, and if you have the ball a lot, yes, the opponent doesn't get a lot of opportunities. But when they have chance after chance, and even half chances we let teams score on us. The XG was, what was it? 0.4?
It was a third. It was a third. They had 3 on a third of the chances.
And you look where the goals were from. A set piece, a bad shot within the box, and a bad shot from outside the box. Those are bad shots, bad chances, and we still allowed them to go in.
And here's the funny thing, because last season we were the best in the league at set pieces. Now we're effectively the worst. Now we're the worst. What have we done that's progressively good besides hold possession? And here's the funny thing. Oh man, last season, one of the comments made last season. Oh man, look at this Juve team. All they do is pass the ball backwards and sideways. Guess what this Juve team does? The same fucking thing. So now what's the issue? What's the difference? Nothing. The only difference is we lose a lot more. Or we don't lose a lot more, but we play worse. And honestly, those draws are nothing but losses in my eyes.
We don't even draw anymore.
No. Now we're just like, fuck it.
Either we win dirty or we get slaughtered.
But it's just last season, everyone was complaining. Hey, Gentili convinced everyone that Max was the problem, used him as a scapegoat. Then he gets Mota and spends 300 mil to make this club. And this is where I laugh at Gentili. How the hell do you spend 300 million and be even more worse? How you still have a job doesn't make sense to me. Seriously. 3 transfer windows that he's effectively yucked up. 3.
No.
And he still has a job. And no, it goes hand in hand, because I don't understand how Thiago Motta cannot somehow figure out how to get Nico Gonzalez, Douglas Luiz, Coop Myers, and all these guys active.
Oh, that's on the coach.
You're a head coach. Figure it the fuck out.
Look, if a manager gets you players that don't fit the system 100%, you still have to somehow implement them. If they are players that are that good, you that Nico Gonzalez all of a sudden shit. You can't convince me Douglas Luiz is all of a sudden shit. You can't convince me Coop Myers is shit all of a sudden. Like, something is off. Something doesn't work. And it seems to be a coach that doesn't know how to use the players in his system or doesn't want to adjust his system. You can't play side passing, 65% ball possession with Coop Miners and Douglas Luiz and Thuram and those guys. They are players that like to press. Douglas Luiz for was running everywhere for Unai Emery. He was everywhere on the pitch. Coop Miners was the number one pressing option for Atalanta. Like he was the first player that was running, I don't know, towards the goalkeeper, towards the center back, the defensive midfielder that was building up. He was the first pressing line. And what does this mean? If you are the first pressing line, the opponent has the ball a lot. And now all of a sudden you turn the whole philosophy around. You don't press as much as Atalanta did or as Unai Emery did. And Unai Emery doesn't even press a lot, but compared to how much Aston Villa is pressing, we don't do that at all. And you leave players that are quick on the counter attack, great at quick passing and decision making. All of a sudden, you put them in a system where they pass side to side to side to side. How do you want to create from that if you don't use their strength? Strength. Sorry, that's hard for me in German.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Sehr good, my old friend.
Yeah. And I don't know how you don't find a fucking way for those players to work.
So let's talk with Anthony briefly. So Max needed to go. Fine argument. I can understand that argument. I agree with that. Juve made all the wrong decisions after that. That is the big key here.
Yes.
Because, like, for example, with us, that's what our stance was. Our stance was if you move from Max, you have to have something solid to replace it. And it didn't happen that way. And, you know, and that's what's crazy is we made that comment and we got called Allegri sympathizers, Allegrianos. Reno, you called us Allegrianos. How's that working for you, by the way? Like, again, I am coming with every receipt now because I'm irritated as a consumer and as a fan of the product. I am pissed because it's a bunch of people that wanted this stupid hipster ball that just wanted to demonize a single individual. Did I like Max? No. Was he successful? Absolutely. As Juve's overall tenure, as his time at Juve, he did well. Was the game past him? Absolutely. I can argue that. But when you don't lay the foundational pieces for this next project to do it the right way, when you couldn't get the center back that you wanted, but you whiffed on all the other ones after, same thing again. And when you lost Bremer, you couldn't strategically find another center back where you get Viega and fucking Lloyd Kelly.
Yeah.
And apparently Hanko is what, 25 million, and you effectively spent that same amount of money for two scrubs.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not even like at this point, what do you even do? Like, I feel like Gentoli's sitting here like, hey, let me play this in career mode, but apparently let me get a D on every single transfer that I do.
Look, my thing was, let's revert back to the summer transfer window, right? We said Thuram, honestly, the best player we got in, right?
Like, and that was before
like
that they wanted him.
The judgment is out on Kalulu and Cabal. Like Cabal is out for the season. Kalulu was now injured for how long was it? A month and a half, was 2 months almost. Like leave that aside. Like Thuram is the only like actual good deal in numbers that we got. Like Cabal, everybody could have got him for cheap. Kalulu, Milan didn't want him anymore. You could have got him for cheap. Do you remember what I said, how I make my judgment? If we get Coop Miners for around 40 million, I said,
55.
no, he's not worth 50, not even close. And we know Atalanta wants to they want to bend us forward, like in transfer negotiations.
So let me push on you on this, right?
My judgment will like if he is able to do deals in Serie A where we actually can save a bit of money, then okay, I will give him like leeway in his upcoming transfer windows, right? Because I know he can at least negotiate deals. But in Koopmeiners is not a bad player, right? I just said
But
for that money I don't want him. And
here's
then
the thing.
he went out and still spent 50 and with bonuses 55.
Exactly. So here's the funny thing about this, right?
I could have done that deal, man.
Like here's the
I
thing.
could have
Well,
done it.
they're like Mota's like for example, with Koop Myers is wash, Koop Myers is trash, and Mota never really wanted him. If he never wanted him, why did we spend an entire summer trying to negotiate for him? And then like Mota didn't want him, so then it's like, why are we going after him? And then if Mota wanted him, why can't Mota figure out how to use him? It's because Mota's not a good coach.
No.
Like that's honestly what it is.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't like I don't like I can't understand this. Because like for example, and this is where I find it funny. This is where I find it funny because if we're in a transitional year, if we're trying to kind of reboot and refresh everything, you don't sell Fagioli, you don't get rid of Moretti, you don't get
No,
rid of
you
Hoyson.
can, but you need replacements for the long term.
But I'm saying again, like for example, if you don't do what they did, because this is the other scapegoat or the other argument that's coming in.
Yes.
It's a transitional year. Thiago Motta needs another season. You know when that argument is okay is when you keep Moretti, you keep Fagioli, you keep Sule, you keep Hoyson, you keep Keane.
Yeah.
You keep all of those pieces because guess what? When you're transitioning, you're giving them more playing time. You're letting them get more experience. You're letting them get a feel for the system that you're wanting to implement. Why? Because they're young and impressionable. So it's easier to teach them a system versus you buy someone near their 30s in Coop Myers. You buy someone near their 30s in Gonzalez. Conceição is probably the only younger player that was brought in. When you start bringing in those players, those more older / middle-aged players, it doesn't become a transition. It becomes an actual competition for something, which I don't know what we're competing for because we've effectively crashed out in everything. This is one of the few times being a Juve fan where I have meaningless games now in March. In March. You want to know why? Because with Max, and again, this isn't me being a Max sympathizer, but at least I actually could care about the season till the end of April, whether it was Coppa Italia or somewhat being in the league race. In those 3 years, we were in one of those competitions. More than likely, mostly the Coppa Italia, because Max's first season, Coppa Italia final. Max's third season, we won the actual thing. In the second season, the shit season, Europa League semifinal, Coppa Italia semifinal. We at least had something to look forward to. Our season effectively died 2 weeks ago. Welcome to mid-table, everybody, where there's absolutely nothing to fucking watch anymore. But it's okay. We demonized a bald guy for launching in a bunch of youngsters that everyone was simping for. Guess who sold them? Gentoli and Motta, by the way. You know, the same arguments, and this is where I'm really just getting angry because it's the consistency of the arguments. Remember last season? Play the young players, play those youngsters, get Hoyson in there, get Sule in there, get this guy in there, do this, do that.
And what did we do? We played them, we built value up. Goodbye.
And Gentoli said, see you later. See you later. Where's the outcry for that? Because if it was Max, you guys would have wanted his head on a stake.
Yeah.
So I look at this.
Sorry, go on.
Go
Go
ahead,
on with
no. I'm done before I start yelling even more.
You can get away with selling your youngsters. Every club is doing that. Barcelona is selling young players. Real Madrid is selling young players that don't even make it to the first squad. They're selling them for tens of millions. The whole Premier League, everybody's saying Italy, Germany, France, those are selling leagues. The whole Premier League is selling like their young players, like for around like that 10 to 20 million range. Or for example, Manchester City sold Cole Palmer to Chelsea for 30 something, and now he's worth 100 something, right? Like you can sell young players and make a profit out of that. It is a good strategy and it is viable. But what you can't allow is A, not develop them anymore, or 2, not buying them if you don't have them in-house. You can sell a Dean Huijsen if you get a proper replacement in. You can do that. But like who was the left-footed center back that we brought in? Essentially. Okay, you say, that's the way too modern way of thinking football. We don't need a left-footed center back. Okay. Who was the strong body next to Bremer who we brought in? Is it Kalulu? Kalulu is not a center back. Is it Cabal? Cabal is not a center back.
No.
Who did we bring in? We brought in the goddamn winter Lloyd Kelly and Renato Vega.
Neither are center backs.
They are, by the way, they are okay as loan players, but not with loan as obligation. And you effectively brought the guy in that Dean Huijsen replaced at Bournemouth. That's what you did. And that's a bad deal. If you bring in the proper replacements, then you can get away with that. You sold Sule, okay. You have Mbangula on the left side, you have Chico on the right side, Nico Gonzalez on the right side, you have Stolialis on the left, you have Weah who can play right winger. The depth is good, right? So you can get away with that one. But to send Miretti on loan when you don't have any creators on the damn pitch is criminal. Not to get the replacement in. Okay, Aldridge is not ready. We saw that. To not have like anybody, it's honestly, in my opinion, it's unforgivable, and we're doing that for like since December now. We're playing goddamn McKennie as a 10. Try having success with that. And yes, LJJ, we sent Danilo away. Your most experienced player, one of the few that is left that won something. You sent out Rugani. Who did you bring in? Guys that can't even defend. Rugani was at least an intelligent defender, knew where to put his body, how to defend like proper angles. And what did Renato Vega do today? I repeat it. He allowed a goal from the left half space within his own box with the left foot on the far post. Imagine that bad angle. And also Di Gregorio let it in, okay, but to allow the shot there is criminal. To send Keane away, thank you, Vincenzo. I completely forgot about Keane. To send Keane away and don't have anybody, to not bring anybody in the summer. Dude, that is horrible management, man. And then you're okay. We bring in like Kolomuani and the winter, okay, but where was that for the first part of the season? Where was that when we needed it essentially most? And now like morale and everything is into shits anyway. Like what will Kolomuani do for us? Like he gave us a little spark, but that's already gone. So what the hell is this? Please tell me what kind of management this is. Honestly, I'm done. If you want to, let's put the link in the chat.
Yeah, let's throw the link out there and have people come in and comment in.
Otherwise, I talk myself into more open rage.
And,
I already have a bad Formula 1 race behind me. I went for a away game. I drove 250 kilometers today and drove back for the away game. And yeah, then watch us getting clapped.
Yeah, and good news though, Chiesa scored a garbage time goal.
Congratulations.
But he's a superhero because Arnie Slot doesn't like him.
What's up?
Pepe, go on, buddy.
What's up there?
I don't know where to begin, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know where to start.
Do you
Where
want to
do I
see?
Hey,
start? Where the fuck
Jeff,
do I
it's the
start?
same for us. I swear it's the same for us.
Because okay, I have you, Dave, talking about like the management and shit, which I agree. And then I have Dash like shitting on hipster ball, which to a degree I agree because I don't think Juventus is for attacking football, right? The problem I'm seeing is I don't really give a shit what brand of football we play if
I
we don't
agree.
even have the heart and the grinta and the guts to win a game, to understand what it's like to win a game. Like we do not have the balls to know what it's like to win a game. Because to me it doesn't matter. Like no brand of football to me it doesn't matter what brand of football you want to play. You want Diego Simeone's ball or you want to play Barca ball because like I just got done watching the Atletico
Oh
Barcelona
yeah, me
and
too.
like you know something like I don't know I don't even like the Glaze Barca, but like the moment they got scored on 2 goals, their response, I just wish that Juventus had the fraction of that mentality, that attitude, the approach. To me, if we do not have an approach of awareness, accountability, the will to win, fuck the approach of like what kind of ball we're going to play. We need to have the right mentality and the right attitude. And where did that start? I think it starts from the very, very top. And I just think, for me, something is going on that starts between Elcon, Scanavino, and all of the other guys there. They're just not making the work environment proper because, like, I don't care. I don't care who comes in as a player, who comes in as a coach, or what brand we play if we do not like have any form of proper organization from the top. I think there's something wrong with the top. I don't think Malta is not a good coach. We could say that he's not a fit for Juventus, but at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter who you bring in. Like I don't care if a Jolie and what's it called Moise King come back to Juve, they're not going to perform well because I just feel like they're not like I don't think any player at the moment is ready to face the pressure and the rough environment that Juventus is bringing in. Like that's what I'm starting to notice. Like I don't care. Like I think it needs to start for the top, like the management to bring a proper environment that's going to make it also a lot easier for the sporting directors and the coaches to perform. I don't know. That's what I'm looking at.
Look what I what you can not number one. Do we even know what our management is doing? And I'm not talking about sporting directors. Do we know what like are they awake? Like, do we have sponsorship money? Like, do they do anything? Do we know anything? Are they transparent with anybody? Do we know of any like like what the hell are they doing? You realize we are missing out on 40 fucking million for the season.
No, I don't know. That's the thing. It's like how are they running it?
And dude, if you find me a fucking 5 million, I don't know, man, thrift shop and put it on the jersey, I don't fucking care because you at least got the money.
I'm honestly under the impression I have a tinfoil hat that some of the players that claim they're injured, they just don't want to be there. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, like Douglas Luiz, maybe he just doesn't want to be there. Like
I agree. Why would he?
Honestly,
He came in, we trashed him immediately.
To me, I don't think a lot of these players can handle I would say, the pressure from Italy. Like I don't think they can handle Italy as far as like what they expect like for us to do and to win, because I think us as fans, we think that Juventus is at the top of the top, but I think that not just only Juventus, but I think Inter and Milan,
dude, I'm sorry,
in all conjunction, they're all like not at the same what they were in the mid 2000s and the early 90s.
Honestly, from the outside point of view, the only team that has recognition as being still a great team is Inter. Outside of Italy, trust me. Like the whole European football scene only recognizes Inter. when they talk about Milan, when they talk about Napoli, which you can argue they were never great. They had like sparks, but were never like continuously great. Like Milan, ourselves, and Atalanta, kind of as a hipster team. They throw us in like together with those into a basket and say we aren't as impressive anymore. Like, yes, history, but we aren't competitive anymore. And the only competitive team that they see is Inter, and it's true by the performances, right?
Inter, yeah, no, Inter,
and that's
Inter
it. And they are. We hate them, but they continuously keep winning, keep getting up there in the Champions League.
Well, Inter, like I said, with Inter, it's like they will have moments where they're just horrendous. Like they play like absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
But they find a way to win.
They can defend for if needed 80 minutes, and then they score the one goal that they need.
They will find a way. They can use an Arnautovic, which is probably in bad form, and then just go like, he can score it in the 90th minute. Doesn't really matter. But with us, for a goal down, 2 goals down, 3 goals down, we just don't have the dog to fight to be able to come back and just like put our nails in and like stick our foot in and finish games too. Where we had a lot of opportunities to just have games won by 3 to 4-0 to say, against the other lower mid-table teams, we didn't even take the opportunity. It's like we're doing like 3/4 of the work, and it's just that's it. Like, and then the moment things go to shit, we just give up. Like that's it. And I don't think Malta is the guy that's going to galvanize this youngsters. Like I don't see Malta pushing these guys up. Like if you're going to have a young team, fine.
They will not respect
somebody, but you need a respectable leader, like a figure that's going to look up to them and be like, okay, I got to get in my best behavior and I got to do the job right, or he's going to chew me out or put my ass on the bench. Malta isn't that guy.
No, they will not. Young players will never respect a young coach that hasn't proven stuff. That is the arrogance of the young players these days.
The thing is too, though, Pep was a young coach one time in 2009. And I think it's just aura. For me, I think it's about aura. Some young coaches have it where they're just like, you're going to do as I fucking say. And that's how it goes. Not all young coaches have this, but there are just some people that have aura to them. Like you either have it or you don't. And Malta doesn't have it. I think Malta could do well in the EPL where he has time to screw up because there's all the amount of money.
No, he can't. Do you know why he can't? Like with what? With what football? With what football is he going there?
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I think he has the place to go to a big club and to be able to make mistakes and screw up. Kind of like, with Arteta, that he took him 2 years before making Arsenal somewhat of a competitive force. Like he could do that there, maybe a PSG or a Barcelona. Those are probably the only teams I see him doing decent or maybe succeeding, but not Juventus. You need here at this club, they need somebody with balls, like somebody that's able to galvanize these young players and keep them accountable and on their toes. If we can't do that, forget about what approach we play, the style of game, what game we're going to do, tactics, formations, toss it, because we got to learn how to crawl before we can run.
Yeah. Look, you need somebody with experience, right? I think if you have experienced players, you can get away with young coaches, even with the young coaches that didn't prove anything. Because if you have leaders in the team, they will put the team straight. You will have somebody that is a voice in the locker room. But then you can't afford to sell away Danilo. But we wanted to send him away because of his old ties, I guess. Yes, he wasn't the greatest. Like he wasn't good anymore, but his salary is like, it's not like unacceptably like expensive. Like how don't you at least like keep him in the team?
We have the Brexit version of him. we have the Brexit version. We have Lloyd Kelly. He's just the Danilo in my eyes.
Yeah.
He's the Brexit Danilo. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, would I have wanted him out because he wasn't doing well? Sure, but like at the same time, you got to have the right replacement. I'm not gonna like toss a player out if there's no proper replacement. Like,
And we did that with everybody, man.
Insanity. That is insanity. Like they went insane on that thing. Like, dude. Yeah, and I do agree on one part. Like if you're going to have a coach that is not very charismatic, is very quiet on the end, fine, but you got to have the players on the field. If you don't have them on the field, then you need it in the locker room. But you can't have it both ways either. So it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. Because if you have both, if you have too many egos egos in the field and egos in the locker room, then you have like a Mourinho at Real Madrid, which was a great team still. Yeah.
Going through a couple of these comments from Shervin, you guys think Cambiaso subbed himself out?
No,
I don't know if you guys like. I was still away for the game. I watched the 30-minute clip of the game afterwards, and then again a quick 5-minute highlight.
I wasn't paying attention to the game after the third goal. I was just dicking around with you guys here, so it's like
All right. And then fancy football is expensive to play it. You can't play fancy football with players who can't pass or control the ball. Yep, we don't have players that fit that. We play right now center backs that can't pass.
Yeah.
And if you consider, I don't know, when we play Gotti, some people consider him a good passer, but he ain't. No, he's not. But some people are saying, oh, he's an offensive force. Like when he goes forward, he's good. No, he's losing the ball a lot. He's misplacing crosses. His shots, he always guides them, and he misplaces passes all the time. So we can't do that. And our midfielders, like I said, like the players that we have are set up to be pressing players and not to be ball control midfielders.
You know what's weird though? I find it weird that we were going so hard to buy Coop Miners as a 10. When I felt like he could play more of a 6 in a 4-3-3. He's played as a center back and he's played as a defensive midfield, but he's never played as a 10, which made no sense to me. Like I'm thinking to myself, it only took
here's a ball carrier. He was never.
But here's the thing. It only took me 15 minutes to just look up the player's highlights, look up where he was placed in the past 3-4 years. And these guys, all of a sudden, in their head is like, I can make him into a 10. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's ego. It's ego
insanity. Like, you're lost in the sauce. I said this in Bepe's channel. I told him, like, look, Mata's lost in the sauce. He's lost the plot and he's lost the locker room. Like, he is lost. It's an episode of Lost. Like, the guy's gone.
I'd be curious to see if he takes the bold statement saying that those guys need to go. I don't think he will.
Who?
Beppe, but I don't think he'll take that stance. But I'm curious.
You're saying like the players or the
everybody,
Giuntoli and Mota. Everybody.
Honestly, everybody, players, coach, management.
I something though. I'll have a little bit of a controversial take. Mota's got to go. I will give Giuntoli one more season. I want to see. Because here's the thing, even for Beppe Marotta, he didn't make always the best choices too prior to Conte. Keep that in mind.
No, Beppe came in the same time as Conte.
Did he come in?
Yes.
He came in the same exact year as Conte.
Same exact year.
I thought it was. I thought he had like a few years prior.
No, because they got him in Paratici because Sampdoria was pushing well above their weight.
Okay. Point is, he gets one more pass. Who does he replace? And then you take him out. Now,
so here's where I'll argue with you. My issue is the way that he removed Max and the way that he didn't, in my opinion, he didn't pick the right coach.
It's an ego trip. It's all an ego trip, man. He had the vision of a coach that he wanted, and he was willing to go over bodies for that, over dead bodies.
Yeah, which is kind of dumb. Like at the same time, like, okay, you fucked up now. You bought the most expensive signing to be Coop Miners. If I was Giuntoli in this shoes right now, two options are in my mind. Conte, which I don't give a damn if he can't, if he doesn't work well with them. Too damn bad. I don't think De Laurentiis can work with them either, but somebody's got to bite the bullet.
I agree.
Right?
And it somehow works, right?
Or I would give Gasperini a chance, one more chance. I think he deserves at least one chance. He's proven himself at Atalanta as much as he's done. He's got the experience. Is he perfect? No, but I think, okay, you got the most expensive signing. Maybe he can bring Koop Miners back to what he was.
But what has he done, though, Jeff? Besides the Europa League, that's all he's won.
I think honestly, for the limited resources that Atalanta has, with the players that he's been always given, I feel like Gasperini. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm some fucking messiah. I'm not. But I think if push comes to shove, I think Gasperini can piece players to where he wants them to be, and he might change his approach, to a certain way, whatever situation is being brought.
Look, my opinion. Hold on, before I go on. Yeah. Winning the Europa League and putting Atalanta, almost every other season into the Champions League for the past. How long is he there now?
He's been there since
2016.
16, I think, yeah.
And he brought them, I believe every other season they were in the Champions League. So they are always up there. Number one, that I count that as experience already.
So hold on, let me fact check it real quick. So they started in the Champions League in 2020. So 5 seasons worth. Okay. Well, no, 3 to 5 because they missed one.
So it's like 2019. So we'll say 2019, yeah.
No, but
2020. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but look, I still count the Europa League as more experience than Motta has. Honestly, I don't necessarily want Gasperini. My opinion is still go outside of goddamn Italy finally, man. Why narrow it so much down to that? Football is modernized, man. Football is running past this football club, man. We keep all these all the foundation, we keep it middle-aged, while football is evolving around us, and we always stay bring in the same coaches or the new hipster coaches. There are so many proven coaches that want stuff. How is Liverpool able to go to the Dutch league and get a guy that has won cups and everything there, and all of a sudden he works out okay? Barcelona got again Hansi Flick, who won a couple of titles with Bayern Munich. Why aren't you trying at least something outside of Italy?
I mean, I think if we're gonna get a coach outside of Europe, I would want a coach that is able to handle the low block.
Sarri won the Europa League as well, though. That's the issue.
No, but
that's why I don't buy that.
I don't care about breaking down low blocks. Dude, give me a coach that is defensively stable, can counterattack, whatever. I'm not looking for fancy tactics. I'm looking for a guy that can manage a team, that can manage young players, because that is the way we are going. If we want it or not, we're sending away all our experienced players. And trust me, we will not buy 30-year-olds. That's not the philosophy we are following.
I mean, I don't know any other coach. Maybe Deschamps. Maybe Deschamps after he leaves France. I would maybe that's a consideration you can put in. But I would say somebody with energy on the locker room, like a Conte.
You want to know tactically? You want to know tactically how you beat a low block? By giving the other team possession and playing effective counterattacking football.
Counterattack, because the low block all of a sudden turns high.
They can't beat a low block when they have the ball.
I know that. I know that myself.
I'm just trolling with you, Jeff. I'm just yanking your chain.
I know that. It's I tell that I was telling that to my dad. It's okay, yeah, Barcelona Barcelona may keep all the ball all the time, but it's sometimes, you know what? Let Madrid cook a little bit with the ball. Let them fuck up a bit, and then you can counterattack and you can score against them.
So because I have you here, you want to know why Madrid are what they are? They are, and I have this as my argument. If you try to play them close, you will never fucking beat them. The only team that's been able to beat Real Madrid with razor thin margins was us in the 14-15 season. The only time. You want to know why? Because you have to play a perfect fucking game. If you are going to beat them 1-0, 2-1, you have to play a perfect fucking game to beat them.
I'm going to say something wild. I'm going to say something that's not popular, and it may sound like I'm a hater, right? When I think of Barcelona and when I think of Real Madrid, both in the different periods, the 2009 to 2015 Barcelona, and then the 2016 to current Real Madrid, when it comes to them, I feel like they get the pretty privilege. I think they're the pretty privileged team. I know. I sound mean when I say that. What do I mean? Every time the games get to razor thin margins, somehow,
yeah,
some unusual call by the refs.
You want to know what that is? That pretty privilege is when you're consistently winning, because that happened to us when we won the 9 Scudetti. Because let's be honest, how many Milan fans are going to sit there and do the Sully Montari goal that went in net and Buffon pulled out and they didn't count that?
Oh, that was fucking.
Yeah, because it's when you're winning, you're just kind of like cry about it, right? But when you're not on that shit,
Listen. That's the thing.
Look, I'm just saying, because I haven't heard Rubentus in like 3 or 4 years. You want to know why? Because we've been shit.
Varinter. Oh, they still call us Rubentus.
Not as much as they used to. Jesus Christ!
I hear it all the fucking time.
Stick with the baby.
The baby is back.
Come on.
But like, I look at it from that, because like that's kind of where I am with Barcelona and Real Madrid. I can't stand both of them. I'm making my position clear. But like, for example, Real Madrid, the thing that they have done from 2013 until now, I don't think will ever be repeated again. Within this last decade, they've won 5 Champions League. At this point, I'm just kind of like, fuck it. They're good. I can't even say anything about it, because Carlo Ancelotti has mastered the art of winning in the most ugliest ways possible.
But also, you want to know another thing, though? You want to know another thing about like the Real Madrids, particularly not Real Madrid, but Carlo Ancelotti. He knows, okay, there will be periods in his seasons where he starts doing shit. Like in the beginning of the season, he'll start doing shit, and then afterwards, in the most important games, he will know how to win. That's the thing. And of course, I always say with the referees too, because I have never seen a team win with a penalty technicality. And I will say this: if that was Jude,
the most obscure penalty technicality at that.
Yeah, but you know Argentina got away with it. Like,
oh my god, dude! Don't even get me started, dude. That was
okay.
We knew from the get-go that Argentina was going to win. None of us even needed to fucking watch.
I agree with that.
I'm going to tell you this. In that match, if that would have been Bellingham or Mbappe and Julian Alvarez's like situation, I don't think the ref would have called it.
It was the VAR room that called it. It wasn't the ref.
Hold up. No.
I don't think the VAR
two things can't be right at the same time, right? Number one, you can't give Real Madrid any margin. You can't do any errors. You can't touch the ball twice, because yes, the refs will call it out. Like when something, like if there's the slightest chance, they will give it to Real Madrid. Or for that fact, even to Barcelona. If that was Barcelona against Atletico, the same would have happened.
I'm not taking that out of no.
Even us. So
especially us. You fucking kidding me, dude? I mean, it's all of the last 2 finals we were in. There were like obscene calls against us that didn't make any fucking sense. And both those games were Barca and Real.
Or even against Liverpool in 2018, where like Ramos had the freaking UFC style defending against.
You can't get look. Come on, your arms tussle. How are you gonna, like, for example, unless he was physically striking him? There's nowhere in the rules that that's a red card. Like you lock arms and the guy falls awkward. You can't come on, guys. Let's keep this let's be honest here right now. How are you going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, red card because they tangled arms"?
Come on. Or what about the part with 2017?
I would say not a red, but at least a yellow.
Yeah, that I can say it's a yellow card. But you want to sit here and say, "Oh, their arms tussled, red card"?
No, but some rough play. Yeah,
Liverpool fans being fucking sour. I'm sorry that call was like a tough shit. Get up.
Or the fucking fact of the down in 2017.
And then 2017, we're already down 3-1 and we were getting spanked. Like Cuadrado's gonna fucking be our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, but that whole sequence was absolute bullshit.
It was absolute bullshit, but that game was done.
Ramos kicked the ball out, and Cuadrado's arguing with him over it being a throw-in for us, and then there's a push, and Ramos goes down.
So there's two things, right?
Nobody's seeing it.
Yeah, it's like, so the ref was like, all right, I'm going to give Cuadrado a yellow card for dissent, and the other one was for apparently the push. Do I agree with it? No. But again, that's not game changing, guys. We were blown the fuck out that game. Whatever happened in that locker room in that second half.
Dani Alves pulling Pogba down when it was 1-1 in the box, and that should have been a penalty.
Oh yeah.
But nobody sees it. Or Benatia wrapping his leg perfectly around Lucas Vazquez and kicking the ball out, and then Buffon gets a red for absolutely nothing. That's it. I broke Jeff.
You fucking don't listen. That I will remember that day. I have never cussed out a TV.
I was like, life. There's no fucking way Benatia is that good. That was my exact reaction to that. And then all of a sudden, I watched the replay and I'm like, he doesn't touch him. He gets the
guy was a dolphin. Vazquez is a dolphin. He is a dolphin. That's what he is.
That's why he's still at Madrid.
All right, guys. I know we are football historians.
Yes,
but
yeah, we sound like fucking Arsenal fans now.
And we got lost in the sauce a bit. So let's troll our current team and management again. But before we do that, I just want to clarify. I didn't mean the 40 million because of Champions League qualification. Those are around 50, I believe. What I meant is 40 million of sponsorship money that we are losing out on because our fucking management wasn't able to find a shirt sponsor.
At this point, why don't you get take the bullet, get a 30 million euro sponsor, and just say, okay, one season, 30 million euros.
Right. That's what they said.
That's why you get a discount.
That's why they said, get something. Get anything like a 5 million from a local Turin thrift shop or whatever.
OnlyFans and get their sponsorship. I don't care.
And that's all I wanted to say. That comment, my comment with those 40 million was regarding sponsorship money. Sponsorship money that we are losing out on. Yeah, Tell, you are here. Shoot your shot, man.
I mean, look, and I said it in the chat. Mota is just the emotional successor to Eusebio Di Francesco. He's not a big team coach, and I think, but that's not to say that I don't think he's a necessary coach for Serie A. I think he's perfect for these mid-table clubs to maybe be able to get them to play a little different or outside of the box, or even just think about the game differently, but he's pretty terrible. I mean, I was able to watch some of the game today on my phone, and nobody moves. Nobody moves at all. The reason that we only make lateral passes and back passes is because when we have the ball, nobody fucking moves. And that is not a player thing. That is a coaching thing. Either the players are so tired of him that they're just like, you know what, we're just going to not do anything in protest, or it's just he doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. And I think with the constant excuses, playing Coop Miners with the flu, doing all this shit, I think everybody's done. Now, our replacement options don't look good. And which one of these replacements are we going to replace them now? Are we going to replace it before the Club World Cup? Are we going to have somebody be for the Club World Cup and onward? Are we going to have somebody from now through the Club World Cup into next season? Because realistically, the time is running out. And the options that we have available are not sexy at all. and most of them are going to want a full season. So, like, what do you do? I think realistically, the only good option, and I wouldn't even say a good option. I mean, it's like he's like the smartest guy on the short bus at this point. And I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm just saying it's the best of the worst options. Is to me, it's got to be Tudor, because he's hard nosed. He's got the Juventinità. He's gonna come in and instill that. He's been at the club already before. He's familiar with some of the players. Most of Pirlo's best games were when Tudor was on the bench with him. And so I would say the best thing is Tudor. But realistically, if you get Tudor, you have to give him till the end of next season. And then maybe at that point, Conte frees up or somebody else becomes available. Or Tudor kills it. I mean, his when he was at Lazio, you know, that team was tough to play against. I think he saved their season over there. His Verona side was tough to play against. You know, like let's just be obnoxious to go to again. Not this team that doesn't move at all. I mean, even in that game against Atalanta, like Atalanta was not good in that game, guys. Like they were making mistakes left and right. If that Atalanta was firing on all cylinders that day, it would have been 8-0. But they weren't. And we got lucky because they were playing like a little off. Right. And so like I didn't see a lot of today's game, but the fact that Keane was able to spin Viega even though he was offside, like fucking Rolando Mondragora scored.
Oh yeah.
Hey, wait. But it gets even better. Who assisted him?
Yeah, he had 2 assists.
No. Yeah, who assisted him?
I don't like exactly. Dude, that
Joey.
team has more Juve players than we do.
And yet the funny thing is Fiorentina's celebrating like they're like this amazing saint. It's like, God, we just gave you food stamps of players.
Dude, no. This is literally the ultimate.
Like, for instance,
dude,
I've said this 100 times. Palladino did more with that Monza team than Motta did with that Bologna team.
I 100% agree.
Okay, so just based off of if we're going to pick a coach that's only played in 2 competitions, Coppa Italia, of the 2, in my opinion, the guy that can do more with nothing is Palladino. And out of the 3 guys that we were in for, Italiano is the only one that had European experience and is now doing better with that Bologna side with less players. Okay, after selling all their best players, and it's fucked. The thing that I still am pissed off about coming from last season and acquisitions over the summer is that if Lewis Ferguson didn't get injured, we wouldn't be stuck with Koopmeiners right now. Because the first choice for Motta in that 10 spot was Lewis Ferguson.
I think Giuntoli always wanted Koopmeiners. That's my problem. I think Koopmeiners was a priority project that Giuntoli wanted.
The problem
he fucked it up.
No, the problem is okay if you wanted Koopmeiners. I'm just saying is why in the hell would you place him as a 10 if the guy has never played that position? That is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, if you look at like Transfermarkt and which we all know is the most accurate thing ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of last season, most of his games last season were at attacking midfielder, which it doesn't really count as an attacking midfielder if you're playing a 3-5-2. Yeah. I wouldn't say so.
Not your like traditional attacking mid, because I think it was like
it's really like an 8. It's really like an 8 that goes from the middle of the pitch forward.
Yeah.
Versus like a traditional box to box.
Tactically, when he receives the ball, like when it's build up and he receives the ball from his defenders or from another midfielder next to him, he carries the ball until he arrives at the opposition box. And
he also arrived late into the box a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And that is where he either distributes the ball or, like you say, arrives late to shoot one. Like he was shooting those like almost at the penalty point, those goals when he arrived late into the box. And the other, when he is playing high up, like as a 10, that's where the opponent is having the ball. and he was the first pressing line. He was pressing even higher than who was their mate? Scamacca, right? It was
Scamacca, or like, did they still have Zapata at that point?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, that was their tandem, I believe. Like, he was the first pressing line. He was pressing before, and Scamacca was holding the line behind him to be the second pressing line, so the ball doesn't get through. And that's why he was that high up the pitch and classified also a lot as an offensive midfielder. But when he was playing in the build-up, like, he was receiving the ball around center pitch and then carrying it forward. So in my opinion, he was always an 8. But when you play him, like when you play him as a 10, you need to be a pressing team. You can't be a team that is playing build-up. The passing game is not his forte. It's just that last pass. He is good at that.
The thing
but
is
not like this whole side passing. He's caught out of position all the time in that.
As a 10, I feel like you have to be better with the ball. I think Yildiz is a better 10 than Coop Miners. Like, Yildiz is much better with the ball than Coop. That's also another thing. Like, as a traditional number 10, I feel like most of his career has been playing center back, playing a 6, and then playing Gasparini's version of a 10, which I call like a hybrid 8. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
It's like a deep lying 10, if anything, really.
Yeah.
It's like a attacking midfielder version of whatever Bobby Firmino does.
I don't know. Gasparini's whack. He's like wacky. I don't know. I can't. It's his own little variations. He just.
And I think he's too old to do anything with us. Like, I'm not saying like he's an over the hill coach. Let him stay at Atalanta. Let him go to Roma. Let him do something like that. I think to build a Gasparini system, you need a little bit of time. And I would have said if you would have got Gasparini instead of, I don't know, Sadi, then it would have been the move. But right now, I don't think it's the move because it's just going to be another one-year thing. He's not going to be able to implement anything. It's going to be too difficult to transition this team into a 3-5-2. You know what I mean? You're going to need to bring in at least 2 or 3 center backs. You know, maybe he'll bring back Rugani and play with Rugani. I don't know. At this point, I don't know how to fix anything. I don't think Mota's the answer for the future. I don't like any of our other options. I'm fucking praying for a miracle at this point. Like, I'm at this point, what I'm really counting on is Andrea Agnelli saying fuck it and being like, I'm taking over now.
Dude, that doesn't help now. A process like that takes months.
No, it takes months, and I also think that with Schäferin likely being out in 2027, that's going to be his plot for return is going to time with Schäferin being out. Also, once he's no longer banned, Exor can allow him to be in a role at Juve.
Nope.
Like, they could theoretically hire him. But also, we have no management. There's no management. We're basically in the exact same position we're in last year. Just Max was better at handling it than Giuntoli and Mota are both together.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier when I came in. It's like, to me, talking about sporting aspects is pointless. Talking about the approach, how to play, what formation to play, at this point is so pointless to me that I think it needs to start from the top. I think the top is still weak.
At a big organization like Juve, it's always going to come from the top. If your leadership is weak, you're done. Yeah. And Elkan cares more about buying the CR7 of F1 than contributing to Juve.
No. Oh, the main problem, we gave Giuntoli all the sporting power, and Giuntoli is so, in my opinion, self-absorbed that he wants to get his players that he thinks, or in my opinion, he is arrogant enough to think like he can turn them into good players with the coach he currently has, because it was handpicked.
I feel like there's something to be said about that, but you also need to look at his history at Napoli, and in a lot of ways he got players for the coaches. I think maybe what I get what you're alluding to with the idea that maybe he got the players and the coach that he thought was going to work well together. And he was playing a little bit of football manager and said, oh, I can put this together this way.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's a lot more different. It's a lot more different than playing against bots and NPCs.
No, when you are playing the Mota style of football, if we still call it even that, because we don't know what the hell we are playing, but with all the side passes and slow build up we are doing, you need one midfielder that is holding the line, because we have bad defenders right now. We don't have any fit good defenders, so we need a midfielder that is backing them up, that is holding the line. That should be Locatelli. Honestly, I don't want Locatelli involved offensively because he's losing the ball a lot. I want him to concentrate, honestly, solely defensively and holding that back line together. When you have that, you need a ball carrier that is pushing the ball forward when he receives it, and Thuram is great at that, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thuram is maybe our best ball carrier, and that is what Koopmeiners was doing at Atalanta, and I think Thuram is better at it than Koopmeiners. So Koopmeiners, in my opinion, is, sorry to say it, but unnecessary. And in this system, he doesn't work. And then the last piece you need.
You could have spent 25 mil on some.
That's what I said. I swear that's what I said. I would rather pay 25, maybe even 30 on Samardzic rather than getting him. Dude, Barcelona got Dani Olmo for 55. I would rather spend 55 on Dani Olmo than 50 on Koopmeiners. Okay, Dani Olmo's injured and blah blah blah, but who could have foreseen that?
I think he fits the profile for a 10 much
exactly.
Koopmeiners,
and that's what you would have needed. Or the guy you alluded to.
I mean, there's players in
Lewis Ferguson. Like, he's a menace the second he arrives in the opposition box, shooting, passing.
Well, that's why I was saying earlier. I think that the plan was Ferguson.
Gudmundsson, Jeff, you are regularly here. Tell you were still at that point. Dash, you know this as well. How many times did they say Gudmundsson?
How much did he cost Fiorentina? 20 million?
25, I think.
25 loan.
You could have got both Samardzic and Gudmundsson and had money left over.
What did we do? We spent 100 million respectively on Douglas Luiz and Koopmeiners. That's now
listen, given the opportunity, if we're going to go back to that season, I think we were all excited about Douglas Luiz.
I was too, but I wouldn't have done the Koopmeiners deal.
No, the Koopmeiners deal didn't make sense to me.
I felt like, I don't know, out of all you guys, I'm never excited about Brazilian midfielders coming.
We know that, Jeff.
I'm never excited. I don't know. Still, regardless, it's still a great deal. I'm not like.
No, the deal is great. The problem is if you combine that to Koopmeiners and you spend 100 million respectively on both. I know Douglas Luiz is effectively 25 only. So that is okay, and I would do it again in the hope that he turns it around. I think if we had the right coach, it would have worked out. Honestly, in my opinion,
we should have a transfer cap of like 50 million and just get these guys that are good position players and play a fucking system. I mean, like, guys, the game is not that fucking complicated. Formations are a lie. Okay,
100%.
In an attacking formation, you're playing with 5-3-2 most of the time. No matter what your formation is, in attack, you are 5-3-2. Okay? Depending on the formation, the makeup of that is different, but it's always end up as a 5-3-2.
Yep.
Okay? So it's not that fucking complicated to put a bunch of guys out there and make it work. Even guys that are shitty. Okay? Yep. You can make Lloyd Kelly work. But the thing is that you can't play a system that puts Lloyd Kelly in positions where he's constantly going to fail.
Thank you.
And that is a fucking management. That is just a coaching problem.
By the way, Shervin, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Shervin is saying Cope was Giuntoli's first choice. Look it up, guys. Roman reports from 23 stating that Napoli wants to sign Koopmeiners for 40 to 45, but then Atalanta rejected. That's what I'm saying. Like, he is a specific target that Giuntoli always wanted. And he got him for a coach where he doesn't work it doesn't work for the system.
And it would have been so easy for Mota to put his fucking head down and say, okay, I'm going to play a flat 3 in the midfield and make these guys work, but he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That would even benefit like the inverting fullback that still works in a 4-3-3.
You can do so many things, man.
The other thing is that what I think with the team that we have, the main formation I think we should be playing is a 4-3-2-1 with any combination of our wingers and or 10s in those two behind the striker.
Yep, I agree.
Because you can get so much out of that. You can play a flat 3 of Loka, McKennie, and Thuram, and have Coop in that role next to Conceição. You can have Coop in that
next to
Yildiz.
Yeah.
You can have Nico and Yildiz. You can have Nico and Conceição. You can have, and all of them work because most of them cut wide anyway. And then you have a midfielder go up, and then again you're back at the 5-3-2.
Yep. My problem with our wing, you're right. I think our team is better if they would have worked those half spaces behind the striker, because Nico Gonzalez is not, for example, is not a typical 1v1 world beater. Yildiz is technically good, but he's not great in the wing. Like everything that he creates he is cutting into the box, or he is playing a bit like centrally. Like he's not
saying it.
He is not completely like on the wing, and I think that we would be way better playing in those half spaces. And I'm saying that for a while.
It would also benefit both Dusan and Kolomoani way better.
The only players that are actual wingers that are creating from the wing are Conceição and Mbangula, and maybe
Weah too.
Weah too. Yeah, I forgot about him, but those are the ones. But considering that you want to be Nico Gonzalez and Yildiz are our starters, they are the guys that could have played those half spaces, and then with Kolomoani, who is able to also like go like side to side a bit. Like he's bad on the wing, but like if he's also playing in those half spaces or sometimes like occupying another defender, going to the left or to the right, that opens up spaces for you to send Nico Gonzalez. Or maybe even for McKennie that is arriving late in the box. Like McKennie, sometimes he has those shots, but you can't play around so much. And that's why I'm so disappointed that we have a coach that is so married to this specific style and this formation, when he evidently doesn't have the players to play what he wants.
I mean,
you know who would adapted? You know who would adapted? Max would have adapted.
No, that's 100%. I think what a coach.
Oh, Dash has awakened. He heard the name. He has awakened. All of a sudden.
I mean, like I said this in the fucking chat. We could have spent $80 million this summer. That would have gone more towards balancing the books. Send out so many guys on loan, not sell so many guys. You keep not a core of a team because there wasn't necessarily a good core there, but you don't have so much turnover that nobody knows what they're doing.
Yep.
And then you keep Allegri, not because I love Allegri, okay, but because he did it with fucking nothing last season.
Yep.
You give him a little bit more, you let him run out his contract, and what you do is you let the three guys that you were in for, Palladino, Italiano, and Mota, you give them one more season to cook and prove themselves.
I'll tell you one thing. I think with this current squad that we have now, I guarantee you Allegri would have gave Inter a run for their money.
We would be in the top two right now. With Max in this squad,
easily.
We'd be in the top two right now.
Easily. No. And that's the thing. I think
you would have had the reincarnation of prime Dybala in Yildiz.
Here's the thing. What separates like a mid-table coach from like a top-tier coach is when
being able to adapt.
Yeah, to be able to adapt. He sees the players. These are the cards I have. How do I piece these players in the best possible position for them to individually perform phenomenally?
And that's always what Max was best at.
And that is but that is just what a good coach should do. That is like the one fundamental thing that a coach should have. Sometimes your style, your brand isn't going to work. If you do not have the players to play your brand of football, okay, things happen. It's okay. Time to move on to phase B. Phase B, look at the players you got and piece them out in the best possible position and then work with that.
My son agrees with you, Jeff.
But yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not rocket science.
No, it isn't.
Like I said earlier, dude, I could have done the deal for Cope Miners for 50 million. For 50, I could have done it. It's just an email. I don't know why the hell you drove like for 2 months to meetings, met agents and stuff like that, just to pay whatever Atalanta wanted anyways.
I don't know, dude. And on top of that, it's like, haven't we learned our lessons? Haven't like Italy is not aware of the fact that any player from Atalanta after a Gasperini player leaves, he doesn't perform at the level he's supposed to perform.
We shouldn't be buying players from Italy.
And the other one is Fiorentina. We just get constantly fleeced. We get screwed, robbed.
Honestly, just don't buy inside of Italy, except for if it's I don't know, a Juan Cabal, where you have the
or
chance
you're buying
for
Serie
12
B
million
players,
or something like that. Like, just don't buy in Italy. I don't know why every Italian young players, dude. What name me a great Italian young player, great,
Savona.
like with great potential.
Fagioli.
Like,
no.
It's all good, right? We could,
if we want good Italian youth, we have to cultivate it ourselves. That's it. You have to buy players that are young in Serie B, that are young in Serie C. You got to put them on the next gen. You got to give them a good path to the first team. They got to show up, they got to perform, and they got to make it happen. Why is the next gen playing well? Because they have a vast difference of experience. They have young players, but the best player on that squad is a 35-year-old.
And that's why youth teams do, by the way. They always have a couple of old players there to play with. And
if we have that logic to apply it to the fucking next gen, I don't understand why we don't have that same logic to apply it for the first team. I mean, this just goes to show how disjointed this club is and how nobody's fucking running the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean, but Scanavino, I think the president is taking a nice nap every game. He's enjoying.
Was that Scanavino or was that Ferrero?
I don't know.
That was Ferrero, I believe.
Ferrero, was it? My bad. I get
another fucking banker or accountant or lawyer. Like, this is why you need Nedveds on the board. Okay, this is why you need guys that know football. I mean,
I agree with that. Yeah, and if you don't have football people, and the only football person in charge of like player movement and squad composition being your like the one sporting director you have, that is too much power in one person. Right?
That's too much power for any organization, period.
Exactly.
Because you have your sporting director basically has carte blanche to behave however he wants. There's nobody above him to check him and say, you know what, this player's probably not a good idea for what we're doing.
This is a good comment. Oh, guys, is it a coincidence that both Ferrari and Juve?
No, who's at the head of both of them? Krusty the fucking clown. Yeah.
So hold up.
Do you know
honestly, let me go deeper into that. I don't know how many deep Formula One fans we have in the chat.
I know they go around a track in circles.
Okay, so you have base knowledge. No, so yes, John Elkann or EXO is at the top of both. They do they have the ultimate decision rights, but overall they don't have a lot to say except for when Elkann wanted Lewis Hamilton, then he himself made the deal with Lewis Hamilton to be the driver. So, but oh yeah, hold up. I will go into strategy. Ferrari always has a decent car, honestly. The car is always decent. What they don't have is good race engineers. And why don't they? Because, again, funny enough, they are so married to the philosophy of having only or almost only Italian race engineers that are doing this strategy. It's for about a decade now. It's the same people that are doing mistake
So they have like
after
Italian
mistake.
affirmative action.
Yes. They have the same guys.
We've seen how that works.
Oh yeah, and honestly, it's the same people in charge for a decade now, and they keep sucking for almost 2 decades now, because they have the wrong people at the helm. That is not, that doesn't have the balls to sack anybody or bring in people from outside, because they want to keep everything Italian, everything old-fashioned.
Or maybe they're waiting for Michael Schumacher to wake up from the coma.
My bro.
Could be.
Germany's maybe biggest tax fraud.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Ferrari. I have a little story as a valet. I'm working part-time as a valet.
Okay.
I had to like park a Ferrari. It was like a 2-door Ferrari California is what it's called. The most pain in the ass thing to start. It was a fucking nightmare. It was an absolute fucking nightmare. And I had like 3 other cars I had to park. It was bad. It was bad. I had to like put in the key. There was like a push to start. And then they don't even have like the shift knob, like, like a regular car would. Park, neutral, reverse. It was like in buttons. There was an automatic button, a parking sensor, and a reverse button. And then the way you would start the car to put it, you have to like double tap the paddle shifters to start it in neutral, and then you have to take the parking brakes out. It was a complete fucking nightmare. I don't know why the fuck they thought this was a good idea. I've been in one Lamborghini Huracan, and it was a lot easier.
And do you know why? Lamborghini is owned by Volkswagen.
Fair enough. But yeah, fair enough. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to head out. I got to get some stuff done. But thank you for bringing me on. And, tough times are only temporary. Things will probably get back. I don't know when, but they will. So, Forza Juve. Later, guys.
How character building. Character building my ass. This ain't character building.
You're a Detroit Lions fan. You know all about character building.
That's not character building. That's pure misery. I still have misery.
Well, you know what? Character building is what people call pure misery when they want to try to turn a bad situation good, Dash. Okay? I'm trying to say we got something out of this.
Well, that's just common sense for life. You don't need misery to build character. You just need to be willing to learn.
You need discipline to build character. Discipline builds character.
Yeah, but most people that sit there and be like, "Oh man, I'm in it for the plot armor, the plot development." It's like, bro, you don't have any discipline. Shut the fuck up. You're gonna do the same mistake again.
I mean, I'm in it for the plot development, but no plot seems to be developing. The girls never came.
Yeah.
That's what it's like, and it's so frustrating to watch us play. Like the little bits that I saw from today, with nobody moving, no off the ball movement, nobody actually giving a shit. It's like, dude, just fucking give up. Don't even show up. Just forfeit before you even show up. At that point, there would be more honor in forfeiting and saying, "Nah, we're just gonna get blown out anyway." Than showing up and not playing.
Yep.
And like, if you're gonna tell me that like the players are still with Mota, I have a bridge to sell you.
No, they're not. Oh, no.
I have a ketchup popsicle to sell you. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Yeah. No, when you are a coach that is young, that didn't have a lot of, like, what success did he have to speak of, except of leading Bologna to the Champions League, which you can now you have to argue, like Italiano's doing the same thing.
But
with the worst squad.
Italiano's doing it with a worse squad.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He got no acquisitions this summer. Who did he get over there? He got Illing Jr. on loan.
Thijs Dallinga from Toulouse, which was a relegation team. He still has Orsolini as a winger, and Doye. Yeah, man. Ferguson is playing again, by the way.
Ferguson's probably playing well.
Oh, and he got Calabria on loan from Milan.
So, what he fucking do?
Hey, he had an assist today.
Don't talk about the greater Chiesa. Don't slander the greater
no,
Chiesa
sorry.
Orsolini.
I don't know if it was today. He has an assist overall.
Oh my god, I saw some lowlights of Chiesa at what are they? The Heisel murderers, whatever that team is.
Newcastle today.
I didn't see him play against Newcastle. I just saw a bunch of lowlights of him in general playing for Liverpool. And
he actually plays.
So I think he's gotten some time with their under 32 23s.
Exactly.
He looks terrible, by the way.
He looks absolutely terrible. That was a bullet dodged.
What the craziest thing is? Do you remember why we sold him? Do you remember attitude issues?
Yeah.
Do you know why he doesn't play?
Attitude issues.
Attitude issues. How the fuck?
They call it. It's called Italian.
I know.
Players
that.
Still think that they're the Italy of fucking. Yep.
I know that he scored. Congratulations. He has now 2 goals and an assist in the Carabao Cup. I know that he scored literally today, but he also got subbed in the 74th minute. Didn't play like in games where, yeah. Oh, Chiesa over Nico Gonzalez. Maybe, I don't know. But still, like, I don't want to.
I would say Nico Gonzalez over Chiesa. He's at least a little bit more unpredictable. Like, I'm slow as shit, and I can defend Chiesa because I know exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm even getting into this again. Like, I just wanted to say that Chiesa has again like fucking attitude issues, and it wasn't necessarily just us causing them. It's a character thing. So just wanted to say it.
We should have spent money on a therapist for Moise Kean instead of buying coop liners.
Yeah.
That's funny. The other comments on there too. What is a Milik?
And I agree. Danilo over
Bro,
Kelly
poor Milik, dude. I feel first off, we could have used Milik this season because his capabilities to connect play from the number 9 position and also be like a hold up play number 9 is awesome. I was actually thinking that Milik would thrive immensely in a Mota system, plus operates as that little bit of an elder statesman in the squad and provides a little bit from there. But, we got nothing. Guy's fucking eating punchki in Poland right now. Like, it's gotten so bad that they let him go back to Poland for the rest of his recovery.
Yeah.
Like,
German David, has Slot been harsh to Chiesa? Because you follow Liverpool more than me.
No, he hasn't.
Because they're saying because Egon.
I know, but yes, but also Mohamed Salah is playing continuously. Have fun, like catching, like you will not get a start over Mohamed Salah. He will play every single damn game because he wants to beat actual records. So you will not get any meaningful playing time on the right side. They subbed in Harvey Elliott on the right side versus PSG, who scored immediately minute after getting subbed on, and they didn't play Chiesa right there on the right side.
Why would you? He's so fucking predictable.
And on the left side, they had to have Cody Gakpo, who was injured now for a couple of weeks now, but Luis Diaz overall. Tell me where will he play? They got him as a depth piece, and what is he? A depth piece. You're not buying him for 12 million to be your constant starter, man. Like, if
you're buying him for the Carabao Cup, that's what you're buying him for.
If he thought they bought him,
you're buying him to come off the bench in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing the whole season. Basically, he's only had like cameos, and they're already considering selling him because honestly, I bet you can get a bit more than 12 million, and they already made. Plus Valence on him. So I don't know why I got into Chiesa again.
Because he sucks, and so do we. So it your mind automatically made the parallel.
I'm sorry, but if okay, Fagioli, I don't know honestly if he specifically destroyed.
You know what didn't help Fagioli? producing a documentary about him called Fragile and then fucking posting those fucking photos and the promo of it while he's playing. So all he sees on the sidelines is Nicolo Fagioli, fragile. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to do a lot for a player's confidence.
Yeah. And I don't know if you still think like some coach is destroying Vlahovic. No, he's destroying his own career. Like
I would say Vlahovic's problem is the same problem you have with Chiesa. It's an attitude problem.
Yeah, exactly.
He's physically capable of doing all of these things we've seen him do at Fiorentina. He's physically capable of continuing to play that way. He's physically capable of playing just as good as Moise Kean does. But he doesn't. And that's a choice that he's making.
Yeah. And yes, look, Nunes is terrible, like in chance conversion. But he's always creating something. He's creating havoc. He's creating chances.
Players onto him.
He is quick. He's occupying the defenders. He's creating spaces for other strikers, wingers, or Soboslai, who is cutting into the box and stuff like that. I mean, God damn, like, well, what a yes. And
I love how we're talking about Liverpool now.
Yeah, and I don't know. Honestly, for me, it looks same-ish. I don't know. Would Chiesa create more on the system where we do only side passes?
No. Chiesa would be the first one in the media complaining about how we play. I
mean, our way of playing is isolating our wingers and having them beat 1v1 people. When is the last time Chiesa did that? I'm not saying Nico's doing that a lot, but when was the last time Chiesa did that?
2022.
Thank you. You're making my point. And yes, Fagioli was. I agree. Like he needed practice. It's not like he turned into shit.
Yeah, you don't sell the guy. You send him out on loan.
Thank you. You're right with that as well.
Send him out on loan. Like, what are we fucking talking about here? Like, okay, you don't want to play him. You send him out on loan.
Yeah, okay.
Dusan is 50-50. It's 50 Mota and 50 him. I agree.
Yeah. Our team is shit, without Dusan. Honestly, the problem is if you give me any striker that can actually finish chances, it would be better than what Dusan is creating.
Yeah, I have.
Say hello to the people there. Yeah.
It's more entertaining than we are.
Oh, hell it is.
I mean,
that's terrible.
He's our top scorer, and at 0-3 he is on the bench.
You genuinely think?
Are we talking?
He came in today. If we put in Dusan today, that it would have made any fucking difference.
Nothing would have happened.
Like at that point, like if you throwing on Dusan is like, okay, we're giving up. Like
has he even scored? Has he even scored against Fiorentina when he's with us?
Dude, I don't fucking know.
No, he hasn't. That's a trick question.
By the way, I do too, and honestly, the more I watch Liverpool, the more I don't understand why Chiesa demands playing time, and his management is still doing a fuss over there and wanting him to play more. And
hold on, before you go, German Dave, you want to know what Dusan would have did if he actually played today? Like this is literally live Dusan.
I had like Spalletti in my mouth that I couldn't get started out. I had Spalletti.
That's Dusan if he subbed in.
Yeah, do you know why we dumped crosses into the box where he had the actual chance for a ball to fall?
Let the dog watch the baby
to head the ball into the net. But now where we want to play everything, sweet and nice, like, hey, how are I able to create for him? And there, I agree. Wherever Dusan will go, he will score more goals.
Yeah, in a better team where all he has to do is score goals.
I agree. Honestly, if you put Vlahovic right now into Bayern, he will score you 25 goals to 30. It will. That's the way it goes when you have an actual team.
I say he goes to Barcelona. I think he's
No.
perfect to be a vice Lewandowski.
Or then we're getting only 25 million for him.
Maybe we can do a
their
little
bank accounts.
swappy doppy deal.
For
Oh
who?
no, no more swap deals with Barcelona. Remember how that went last time?
Yep. No, Locatelli is not a captain character. That's a problem. He is a very man. I don't know. I think the reason we made him captain is number one. He's one of the most one of the players with the seniority in the team, which is kind of crazy at 26, 27. And that's why he's the captain, but he's not an actual leader on the pitch. And yes, I agree. Good managers get the best out of players and play to their strengths. Our
And
managers
bad
want
managers
Dusan
make
to
their
dribble and
players
play
worse.
one. And I'm saying, yeah, but it doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, you have to sell a player on and get somebody that fits that. Yeah. And yes, like
so.
My problem is I don't foresee a future where we all of a sudden turn this around and be a great team.
Not with
the
pieces that are there now.
It's not necessarily saying that Motta is a trash coach or maybe. I think honestly at the Fiorentina at one of those clubs that is upper mid table, I think he would be great.
And that's what I said earlier, is that he's necessary for the league. Yeah. You know what I mean? To be at those teams, but he shouldn't be, or he can go to Inter. I don't care. Like, that's fine for me.
Yeah, but honestly, having a coach that is so married to one system, it just doesn't work if you have players, all the players that we have, and you can't find can't find proper positions, proper lineups where you can make everybody work. Like there's in every game there's something off. One game we are prioritizing wingers, but we have shit midfield creation. The next game we are prioritizing our midfield and we are actually pressing decently, but our wingers are always double marked. We can't get the striker open. Like we always can only do one thing, and that's why I'm saying
sometimes we play the first half well and the second half play like shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's why I honestly I don't think he is that he will make us great in the future. That's why I didn't want him in the first place.
Dave, I have two questions for you. So one, this first thing is not so much a question, but I'm curious to what you think about it. Is that Motta's system works at an upper mid-table team? Because people don't care. Okay, they'll prepare for you week in, week out, but they're not gonna as a league come up with a way to beat you. When you're the coach at Juve, everyone wants to beat Juve. I don't care if we are in a relegation battle, okay, and about to fall down to Serie B because we play so shit. Every team is still going to line up their best team to beat us.
Yeah.
What's the matter, bro?
I absolutely agree with that. And the problem... Oh, sorry. Go on.
No. And so then my follow-up question, and you can respond to what I said first, and my follow-up question is, if you're going to replace him with one of the guys that's on part of replace him right now, which is Mancini, Pioli, and whoever the fuck. Yeah, see, he's upset about it because he doesn't like the options either. But who's your coach replacement? Like, what are you doing in this moment? You're given a position above Giuntoli, and I don't personally think Giuntoli is the problem. I think Giuntoli's been given too much power, and I think that is the problem with Giuntoli. I think if you put somebody immediately above him responsible for making sure that the signings make sense, like somebody should be saying, someone above Giuntoli should be saying, hey, this doesn't make sense. I don't think we should go for this move.
Max?
I would love it. I would love it. Because you know what Max would do? Max would say, no, you could keep your job. Why would you leave? And he would just be a fucking prick. And that's why I loved Max.
So to the first point, yes, you get figured out very, very quickly when you coach for a big team, because as you said, teams will prepare even much for you, and once you are figured out, there's a way to beat you. And if you are that predictable, everybody knows we have around 60-65 ball possession. You just need to sit deep and honestly just wait till we make a mistake. And with our center backs right now, we know they will make mistakes, right? So the couple of times that we will lose the ball, they are always dangerous. They are counterattacks. So that honestly, and yeah, that's how it is when you have a coach that is not adaptable.
You beat Mota, you play like Allegri.
Yeah.
I got dashed. Dash is alive.
Exactly, that's it. Honestly, in my what this team needs is a coach that is a man manager, right? That can either work with them hand in hand, or if they don't, just cuss them out.
So like of the guys that are on the deck, not like an unrealistic coaching option. Obviously, at this point, I think all of us can agree you go Conte for 2-3 years, and then you find somebody to replace him.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't mind, for example, doing Conte for 2 years, because
Conte is not an option. Conte is not going to be an option. And, I'm talking about like coming in right now.
The problem is who is available that is a character like that. I don't know if Mancini is as harsh as a character like that. The only guy that is like that is Tudor, but I don't think that Tudor is a caretaker, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, he's a caretaker that is coming to your team and screams at the players and to get the shit together, doesn't give a shit about the names, and just
so if all the options that we have, and if all the options we have on deck involve them coming in now, but also staying for all of next season, who do you like of the guys that are available now?
Honestly, of these Italians, nobody. To Tudor or not, I would go to, I don't know who is there. I would go, for example. Look, I know Germany, so I'm gonna tell you a couple of German coaches, right? Where I know that. I would go, for example, Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart. I think he is a very good young coach. He flopped a bit in the Champions League, but his playing style is actually decent. He's playing offensively very good and has them defensively stable. It's just you don't have the monetary power to put an actual proper defensive and offensively perfectly balanced team up there. But that would be a coach I would like. But he demands respect as well. Like, if you are late to meetings, he will bench you. Like, he doesn't give a shit about that. So we need something like that. I don't know, in England, for example, who would that be? Let me go through the table quickly in my head. Yeah, hold up. I need to look the teams up, because then I know the names again.
What is this?
No, Maresca not. No, Hürzeler is too young, for example, in my opinion. Fulham have a Portuguese coach.
Is there anybody that's available, like I said, to take over for the rest of the season, Club World Cup, and into next season?
No, the problem is for the rest of the season, I would take Tudor, for example. I wouldn't mind doing that.
But I'm saying basically you're taking Tudor, but you also need this guy to coach for next season, because that's kind of what I'm seeing, is that nobody's going to want to come in just for the interim in Club World Cup.
No, I agree with that, but yeah, that's the problem. So you either have to sit it out with Motta until the end of the season and crash out of everything, or you have to bite the bullet and pay a transfer fee right now for a coach. So yeah, and I don't know if Giuntoli wants to do that.
I think the only one that I would be confident that's capable of fixing this is Conte. I think it is so bad. It's the only.
I agree with Conte, but
Dash, you are muted. Oh, okay. You're talking to somebody else. Got it.
Yeah. No, for me it is Conte as well. No, for me it is Conte as well. I agree with that. I honestly 2 years under Conte to prepare an actual squad, build the chemistry, maybe win something on the way. I don't know.
I think
be
Conte
up,
with no transfers kicks
be
these
up
guys
there
into
at
shape
least.
and gets them winning something.
And then you turn it over to another coach that is then maybe even tactically more of an aficionado, if that's the right term.
That's why I liked Palladino, because Palladino seems cut from a very similar cloth to Conte.
Yeah, honestly, for me it was Palladino and Italiano. Though those were the guys I had in mind, like even in front of Motta. I did a whole like 20-minute video on Italiano. So
well, Italiano's the only one that's coached 3 tournaments at the same time and was able to take them to finals.
Yeah. Oh, and Marco Silva is the coach from Fulham, for example, that I meant. Bournemouth has Iraola, for example. He had them like for a very thin squad, had them punching like up there in the.
Aren't they in like 6th or 7th place right now?
No, Bournemouth fell to 10th because like the Brighton, Newcastle, and those teams caught up with them. Unai Emery, honestly, I would take him in
Spanish Allegri.
Fuck yeah, man! Immediately.
At that point, just like it's just so painful because I think that
it will not happen under Giuntoli, though, right? Like
no,
Allegri
it would never happen. So you'd never get Emery either because he's basically the same guy.
Yeah, but goddamn, Unai Emery, that would be a coach I would kill for right now, honestly.
I mean, why do you think Aston Villa handled us properly?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and Dallas, right, man? Deschamps maybe because honestly, Deschamps didn't even take bullshit from Mbappé.
That's who I like. Is Deschamps.
I agree with that.
And I think Deschamps would even come in now and just say, all right, let Zidane take over the French national team job and I'll go be a club coach again.
The only to kind of follow up on that, I think the only 2 options you would successfully have would be Mancini or Deschamps, and that's if you were to like pull back in the Moretti's and those guys. Well, Fagioli's practically gone, right? But like you pull those in and you get like a decent blend of like senior players, like your 30-plus-year-old players and those guys, and you give Mancini and Deschamps 2 seasons.
15-20 million a piece on these older guys that can do it. You know what I mean? Maybe they need a couple days rest here and there. Maybe they can't play every game, but like,
I think you do that. Guys. You obviously, I don't even know how many of these obligation moves you're going to be able to get out of, but you would need
you have to pay yourselves out of them. Pay them some sort of additional fee on top of the loan, and then you can send them back. But usually by obligations, you can't only escape them when you pay yourself out of that contract.
Yeah. So like that's where I'm like sitting there thinking, because like you would have to do a proper rebuild where you don't have all these high price tag players and you just kind of are okay with going Europa League or Conference League for 2 seasons, which I'm totally fine with. Like if you were to bring in Mancini and have him like 4th, 5th, or 6th place for 2 seasons to really just get this going.
The problem is I don't think a coach will ever survive that.
I mean, I think at this point, we're almost better off in Europa League.
We're better off doing that.
Theoretically, we could go further in that and say, you know what I mean? Hey, let's galvanize the fan base. Let's remember that we can win things again. Not to say that we're going to win in Europa League because we lost the fucking Empoli C team, but like you kind of take the pressure off a little bit because it's like it's not Champions League. You don't have that Champions League monkey on your back because even when we have a shit squad, we have that Champions League monkey on our back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you say, yeah, we want to go deep in Europa League and we want to qualify for Champions League and fight as much as we can, and we want to do Coppa Italia.
Yep.
And you say we're taking the pressure off a little bit. We're in a rebuild, and the main goal is that this player, and this player develop.
The team needs to fully commit to the rebuild. That's the problem. They're not.
The issue is also that the fans need to fully commit to the rebuild.
We never do, though. That's the problem. We never do. Look, they said it's a project, right? I don't mind if you tell me, okay, this is a long-term sustainable build towards a team. But okay, but then you have to behave like that also, right? You can't then all of a sudden spend 50 million on co-miners and tell me this is a sustainable build of a team.
I mean, unfortunately, based on the moves that we made this summer, we were still able to get into the black financially.
No, I know, but
and so like if the sustainability aspect they're going for is purely financial, like if we get any money from the Club World Cup, because that hasn't come in yet, that'll offset our taxes and we start next zero at a zero balance.
Yeah, but look, it's not wrong being a selling club. You have to sell. You have to make profits in order to be like self-sustainable without money injection and all of that stuff. So I don't mind the idea of selling young players when you have to, right? But selling off everybody without even thinking about replacing some of them, that's what's not sustainable in my opinion.
And that's what we did this summer largely. I mean, we were thin this summer.
Yeah. So if you do that, thank you, Juventus, and that's what I'm saying the whole time. Alberto Costa, maybe that's a bet. He didn't cost a lot. We didn't pay a lot for him. But to do Lloyd Kelly, that is not sustainable. Doing a buy option for a guy in his mid-20s that hasn't worked like anywhere ever in his career.
The rumors are already that Alberto Costa is going out on loan to a Serie A squad next season.
He's already been sent out.
Yeah, and then we have,
which he should be. That's not a detriment on him. Like I think he could be
that's not. But the thing is, like, a buy obligation of almost 25 million for Lloyd Kelly is crazy, and that's not sustainable. Like that's what in my opinion is contradicting the project we are trying to preach. The project, and Dash said this like in the first couple of minutes when we started this whole stream. The sustainable would be keeping Miretti, keeping Huysen, keeping Fagioli, and then you properly communicate to the fans that we will take it on the chin, like if we are qualifying to Europa League or whatever, but we are slowly building these players up. And that's what you do. You sprinkle in the difference in there. You keep Danilo.
And you know who's the one that comes out and is supposed to say that? The president.
Yeah.
You mean the guy that fell asleep?
Well, no, a real president. Not my president. Ferrero's not my president.
I don't even know what he is at this point.
He's a fucking accountant, dude.
If we say Cambiaso, I will be sad from LJJ.
You know, like
but that is the next step, by the way. Cambiaso is good and nice to have, right? But he's not vital enough for me to say no to 50 or 60 or whatever.
Keeping Cambiaso prevents you from fulfilling the proper rebuild. Going back to what Dave was just saying.
Yes.
Is that keeping these high ticket players and not selling and not like we're in a position where we have to be a selling club so that we can get pieces that we can build with.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, we can't be. That's the big problem after going. Like, if they were really going for a rebuild, you buy some younger guys. Maybe you go this summer and you pick up fucking Comuzzo from Fiorentina. You pick up some of these other guys. You go get like Parisi or some shit. Not saying Parisi is good.
It doesn't have to be good. It has to be something that has some decent upside.
Work. Just has to work. And trying to mash these younger players, right, that are inexperienced with guys that did well in systems is really difficult and necessitates a lot of luck, and luck has not been on our side this season.
And honestly, Dal, I know you're the Vlahovic guy. If he decreases salary, honestly, I would sign it to your extension or whatever with him. Then I would take the chances here and there and all of that stuff. And
because that's what we get at him about, right? We get at him about demanding to keep his big salary.
I'm not.
You know, if he was here for like $2 or $3 million, I wouldn't even give a shit. I wouldn't even make fun of him as much as I do. Feels like 3
Dude,
million.
I wouldn't, dude. If it had been 10 or 15, I wouldn't be as pissed as I am now. That's the problem. Like the salary is
22 million net.
The salary is my main thing why I want him to get sold. And that's it, honestly. But quality wise, I'm not saying he's absolutely trash. Like it's just not good for what we are paying. Like the price to performance. And that's why I'm saying, like, if we get out of the contract, let's say we earn 40 million of it, which we need, I think, 46, 47, something like that to be.
I think it's even less. I think it's like 35, and we make profit.
Okay, we take those. Okay, like maybe we will be net zero with that. I hope so at least. But also you're freeing up those 22 million of salary, and that will help you as well. And that's what my thing is on Vlahovic. But otherwise, like if he would be on a cheaper salary, I wouldn't even mind keeping him for a while.
You know, it's kind of funny if you've noticed how everything, like any organization, gets fucked the moment an accountant becomes a manager. Like that to me is fucking hysterical. Anytime an accountant becomes a manager,
you can't run a football club like a business. You need football people
in general. No, I mean in general. In general, honestly, anything.
That contract is criminal, honestly.
I think accountants are probably the worst managers of all time. Like, if anyone has like a job or a corporate job, and your manager was like a former accountant, I feel so bad for you, because they're just spreadsheets and don't know how anything actually fucking works outside of Excel.
So I would say you could build the team around those guys. I say the one that you have, you're inevitably going to have to sacrifice one of them, and I think it's Cambiasso.
No.
I think it's the easiest sacrifice, because you can get, as much as he's versatile and all these things.
You still can get fullbacks that are doing what he's doing.
You could not even get fullbacks that are doing what he's doing, because honestly, to benefit from those guys, you need wingers that can cover that also. Because somebody, when he pushes into the midfield, somebody's got to cover that position. And sure, most of the time it's Locatelli and a center back going wide, but him, like, we don't have a Man City squad where you have this like well-oiled machine. Like, that's when he works. That's when he's going to work the best in, and we don't have that.
Cancelo is shit, doll. Stop it. The only reason why we think Cancelo is good is because we just don't know how to build proper teams.
The only reason we thought Cancelo is good. Like Cancelo is a right winger that got pushed back to being a fullback because he couldn't score enough goals.
Like,
honestly,
Alexander-Arnold,
hey,
like Andy Robertson.
I mean, listen, like it is hard to find good fullbacks. Oddly enough, the biggest talent pool from the Primavera right now has been fullbacks. Fucking Torriquia scored 2 today.
Hey, tell me if I'm wrong. But is Cambiasso as good as we are saying he is?
No. I think he can be. I think we hype him up a lot over the good games that he has had. And we like look at that and say
Trent is hold on. Trent is shit. He costed Liverpool a Champions League by poor marking on Vinny.
Like, no, Trent is not a good defender, but look,
neither is Cancelo.
They no.
Remember the goal he gave up against Ajax?
Cancelo's playing in fucking Saudi right now.
Hold up. Let me go into the Trent one.
Upsetting the kid by talking about Cancelo.
Dude, Trent is not a traditional fullback at all. Number one, he's not good at defending. Liverpool knows that, and that's why they have Ibrahima Konate defending the right side a lot. Konate is running his ass off defending backwards a lot of the game. So Trent is pushing forward, crosses, going into midfield, sharing the ball, and he's doing all of that fun stuff, while Konate is doing the dirty work for him. We don't have anybody that doing that for Cambiasso.
The guys that cover for Cambiasso is fucking Lloyd Kelly. And that's why Lloyd Kelly is constantly put in a position to play like shit.
Yeah.
Because if he just has to be an out-and-out center back and that's all he has to do, he's serviceable. Okay? But the thing is that if you keep having him have to go wide and mark wingers and stick on wingers, he's not fast.
And yes, I know the best fullbacks are all attacking. I agree with that. But what my thing is, I don't think he is as good in attacking like we could get other fullbacks that are.
It's because the reason why they're saying
understanding something.
The reason why it's the best fullbacks are all attacking, it's because those are the only ones people notice. Nobody notices the good defending fullbacks. Nobody cares about the good defending.
That's why nobody was clamoring to buy Cabal. Cabal is a decent defensive fullback.
Exactly.
Okay, like he is a serviceable fullback. It's not sexy. He'll get the job done. He'll do what's necessary, and that's it. That's who we need right now. We need these fucking blue collar players. We need, maybe 8 good blue collar guys, 8 Turams, 8, you know what I mean, Gattis. And these are guys that you can build a core of a team around and let your 3 other, magicians or sexy players make the shit happen.
Hold up.
And you're going to end up praising these blue collar guys. I mean, dude, I would fucking kill for Mandzukic right now. You know what I mean? Give me a guy like that.
Lichtsteiner.
Give me a Lichtsteiner. Give me a fucking Tacchinardi. You know what I mean? Give me a Pesotto. Give me these guys that are not sexy on paper. All right. Don't have a high FIFA rating, but they get the fucking job done.
So Juve from 2011 to 2016?
You bet your fucking sweet ass.
Oh, yeah.
Give me those guys.
Should I go through a couple of players that are playing left back or right back, and we talk about like their qualities and also the team they have behind them to cover that position? Yeah. So Koundé from Barcelona, yes, he is appearing in the box a lot, but he's a learned center back. He's good defensively. Hato from Amsterdam. Sorry, I'm not so familiar with Ajax Amsterdam. So I have looked into their team, but I just know Joel Hato has a lot of offensive output, if I'm correct. But I don't know how good his passing or crossing is. But he's running that pitch like for the whole game. Ashraf Hakimi, maybe not the greatest defender, but they have Marquinhos and William Pacho back there defending everything and not moving forward too much, keeping that line, and also having got them Vitinha and João Neves cleaning everything up. Alejandro Balde from Barcelona has Pedri, Gavi, I don't know, can you name me? Frankie de Jong cleaning up behind him. Nuno Mendes also like same as Hakimi, doesn't push up as much as Hakimi, but is very good defensively. He kept Mo Salah like quiet for 2 legs, and he's doing that a lot to wingers. Gvardiol for Manchester City. He's appearing also in the opposition box a lot, great at set pieces, sniffs out the ball a lot, but also learned center back. Like there's either the center back kind that are holding the defensive line most of the time, or you have the one that is pushing forward. But you can't, like, football has evolved towards those 2 philosophies. So you have either a Trent or you have, I don't know, Joško Gvardiol, Nathan Ake, or Akanji, who Manchester City played as left backs, right backs, and all of that fun stuff. So, yeah, and Cambiaso is still a tweener in my opinion. That's why I think you can get away with selling him and getting something specific.
He's a luxury left back.
Yes,
he's a player that you can get on your team when everything else is dialed in.
It's funny. How many games has Teo cost?
No, but hold up.
Exactly.
You mentioned Dumfries and DiMarco. Who have they in that?
But those guys are
cover.
They're
that midfield that is covering everything.
They're wing backs. They're not fullbacks. Yeah. They don't have as much defensive responsibility. If anything, they're more like box to box wingers than they are anything else.
Totally different.
You're talking about a 3. Why did Robin Gosens fail at Inter? Same reason.
Yeah, I'm the only thing I'm not saying like Cambiaso is a good player. I think we all agree on that. It's just
Cambiaso is actually one of the few fullbacks that's decently a two-way.
The only reason I think you can sell him and get away with it. That's it. Like it's not like I'm saying like he's.
I also think you can sell him and get away with it because you're not, when you have a Cambiaso in your team, you play a tactic where he's going to cut into the midfield. You're always going to do that.
The other thing too that I think what makes Cambiaso easily replaceable now is like you look at what you have in the next gen, where it's like back then the reason why we struggled with fullbacks was we didn't have a pipeline of fullbacks coming through. Where it's like now we technically do because you have
sorry, Doll, but that's crazy.
That's
whoa. That is crazy.
Whoa.
If you give me a top 20, 25,
so
maybe.
was he? Hold on.
Dude, but if you give me
Cambiaso shit in the Euro?
Go ahead. But if you give me a top 10, top 5, something like that, where you literally rank the elite, he's nowhere near that.
I think he can be.
He can be, but he looked like. So my argument is that did he look like shit at the Euros because Chiesa was in front of him?
Probably.
No,
because you cut into the midfield, Chiesa leaves you high and dry. That whole fucking side is open.
Big difference between last season's Cambiaso and this season is because Cambiaso was playing in a back three last season, so he has more freedom and more ability to do what he was doing. Whereas this season, again, if he's playing up, it's Lloyd Kelly and Renato and those guys, and they're kind of fucked. So he can't really do much. I don't think, to be honest with you, I think Cambiaso is more effective as a wingback than he is as a fullback. That's my thought. I think ability-wise, I think he's better.
Hold up.
Because we don't have the midfield to cover.
Left backs, Alejandro Balde is better in my opinion. Nuno Mendes is better. Guardiola's playing left back is better. Alphonso Davies is better. Theo Hernandez is better. That's already 5. In my opinion, Alvaro Carreras from Benfica is better. Udogie, now that's a toss-up, in my opinion, but he's available way more. I didn't say Di Marco yet, Grimaldo yet. That's already 7 in front of him. And tell me if I have him in front of one of those. Then honestly, and now he's in the category with these Miguel Gutierrez, Miguel Kerkesh, those young fullbacks that are.
Is Guerrero at Bayern? Is he a left back or is he a right back?
Both. He can do both.
I would put him ahead of Cambiaso. I wanted us to get him on a free.
We are not even done. Ryan Aït-Nouri, I know he's playing for Wolves, but I think he's very good. Maybe not. Okay. I actually would rate Cambiaso over them. That's maybe one step too far. But honestly,
any shit Bundesliga player is bad. Come on, Doll. Stop it, Doll.
The
Bundesliga knows how to make fullbacks. Stop it. The Bundesliga can make really good fullbacks and wingbacks. I don't want to hear it.
That's where we should be shopping. We should be shopping in the Bundesliga, the Eredivisie,
and I literally said Alphonso Davies. It's not like I said there are 10 in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, he's not saying the fullback for Hertha Berlin.
Fuck my defenders, man.
Bundesliga is dead. 90% of their players flop. That's cap. It's literally right now the EPL and all other leagues are fishing players out of France and Germany.
Maybe we should do that as well.
We don't. It's like, hey, we fished out Turan from League On.
Business models. Copy working business models. If you're gonna sell your youth players, do fucking high ass fucking buyback clauses and do what Real Madrid does with their youth targets. Fucking, they sent Nico Paz out. Now they have an opportunity to bring him back for fucking $8 million.
The funny Brahim Diaz with them in Milan.
Exactly.
Like I just like, to me, and it's like people are like, you guys glaze Real Madrid. Yeah. Dude,
no, they're just a well-run club.
They're a well-run business.
Listen, don't get me wrong. They never have to have debt because the King of Spain will just magically just poof.
I get that, but the funny thing is I think I don't know if he's still listening or not, but that Aragon guy was just like, we all know like Sheffrin is in Perez's pocket. You now realize those two fucking hate each other?
Dude, Kostic. Oh, okay. Look, Kostic, his last 2. Hold up.
Kostic played as a left midfielder.
Hold up. The last Allegri season, before we played him 90 minutes for every single fucking game for 6 months, he was incredible. Dude, Cambiaso doesn't even come near to what Kostic did in his peak, man.
Kostic was our top assister that season, wasn't he?
Honestly, Kostic, in my opinion, in his peak was better than what Cambiaso's right now.
Currently, right now.
Sorry. Cambiaso may, and I'm sure will, develop into a better player overall. But no.
The thing is that he's replaceable.
Fullbacks are
that's
fullbacks,
it. I'm not saying he's bad. And by
fullbacks-
the way, you said he's one of the best
Look.
in the world. I mentioned 10 other ones.
Fullbacks, in my opinion, fullbacks and wingers are like the running backs of footy. Like they're effectively the running backs. You don't pay for that position, you just cycle through. Like it's, to me, like the only position you effectively pay for is creative midfielder, holding midfielder are probably the two most important positions you pay for.
And how have our acquisitions at both of those positions been in the last 8 years?
Terrible.
I would say the only good one to come out of the last fucking 8 years has been Thuram.
You know, here I'm gonna have a hot take. I'm gonna say it's Pjanic for 35 million. That was a hell of a deal.
Yeah, I'm considering that the last good deal before where I'm counting from.
Okay. Yeah, for me it was Pjanic. That was one of the best midfield deals you could have gotten.
Pjanic was, as a replacement for Pirlo, was actually the perfect replacement for Pirlo.
Yeah.
Until he could no longer move.
Yeah. The only issue was he never replaced Pogba effectively.
No. Matuidi was a decent replacement for Vidal and did a lot. He wasn't as good attacking wise, but at the defensive dirty work that Vidal did, he was good at covering and was good at covering for Pjanic. Khedira had his moments, but Khedira, as far as match intelligence and the way he was able to play, and
he just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, it was a shame because if Khedira didn't have the injury issues he had, I think he would be regarded in top 10 midfielders.
And I think we probably would have won the Champions League.
Probably.
And by the way, I still think we are fighting the wrong battle. I'm not saying I want Cambiaso gone. It's just I'm saying if we're
gonna have to sell somebody.
It's either Yildiz or Cambiaso, one of the two.
And in my opinion, Yildiz has a much higher ceiling. And as a player that if you let him flourish and you let him play without pressure, I mean, look at what all the guys at Bayern, how they talk about Musiala. They said we didn't make him do anything. We just let him play.
The problem is when you have the marketing and PR of Juve doing the stupid shit that they did with him, you're putting unnecessary pressure on him.
Let's play without the number 10 for a couple seasons. Let's let somebody really earn it. Let's turn things into a status symbol again. Let's give players something to strive for and earn. Let's do something. I don't know.
I'm not trying to sound like an old person here, but like the fact that they gave him the number 10, literally his first season here, is unheard of. Because last season was half a season, he got promoted.
Fucking Barca learned to do that when they gave Fati the 10. He fucking flopped. They're not going to make the same mistake with Lamine Yamal now.
Then I don't think they're going to ride his legs into the ground like they did with Fati.
Oh, that poor kid.
Yeah. And not only him, dude, all of them, dude. Kubazi playing every single fucking game. He's only like 17 years old. Yeah.
He had some great passes today. I watched that Atletico game.
Dude, he is incredible. Kubazi is.
Just wait until we get Nico Gonzalez.
No, it's just the problem. Honestly, I don't. The players don't have a long like prime in their career.
And this
because Barcelona's running them into the ground.
Yeah,
that's the sad part about
that's why I think Barcelona is a joke of a club.
Look, we do the same thing. And the thing is that when we beg, last season everybody was begging for Diaper FC, and this season we got it, and now everybody's complaining. You want this guy to play? Can't even walk yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know. I'm just that's why I can't respect
Mancini is the next coach, and I'm here for that. I wanted Tudor as well, so either way I'm good. Those are our top two candidates. Honestly, Out of those options, I didn't even answer properly. Out of those options, Mancini, because I think Conte is impossible, unfortunately. But I'm still hoping for a toss-up or something, or that Napoli will all of a sudden crumble because he has a fight with De Laurentiis. Then I would take honestly Conte over those, but Mancini, in my opinion, out of the three ones, I absolutely would take him. He has actually won stuff. He has managed egos,
and he's managed some of the players on this team.
Exactly. I actually
he got Locatelli to play really well. He got Locatelli to play really well. That was it. But he knows some of these guys, you know.
Let's bet we swap or sell Dusan and get, you mean Højlund or Hjulmand from Sporting? Or something and look shit next year and we make a Walmart Atalanta and fight relegation. At Walmart Atalanta? I'm sorry. Yeah.
I hear the Walmarts in Atlanta are fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I think he's saying Højlund from
Holland. I think Holland.
I think he means Holland. Yeah, that's actually a really good swap for Man City, by the way.
It's a really good swap for us. Oh man,
I think if you're gonna make any swap with Man City and you're keeping Mota, you swap for Xerxes. Because isn't he like large? Doesn't Amorim like not really like him?
Who? Sorry, I was reading.
Xerxes.
He is a. He
is
would
he
fit
playing?
that. He is playing because they don't have other options. Xerxes is playing because Højlund is trash. By the way, Højlund, congratulations, he scored today for the first time since December. They are playing
If
Xerxes.
Dusan is better than me, there's a problem.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't take either of them. I think I said that I don't think Xerxes would be. Maybe he's
also, if you're going to spend all the money you're going to spend for Osimhen, don't go for Osimhen. Get me fucking Šeško, Benjamin Šeško.
Yeah, the problem is Premier League.
Yeah,
no chance of a Šeško.
Then you go start shopping in Serie B. Start shopping in Bundesliga. Start shopping in these other smaller nations. Like
I know people.
I'm not saying that Bundesliga is a smaller nation. Just
bigger island. Yeah. No, honestly, people will hate me for this. But if that guy with his thick skull, man, with the number 9, just signed the extension and decreased the salary, I would keep him. But then
he's so beyond checked out, though.
That's the problem. Then you don't need to open another work in progress position in your team. You can take care of the other positions first, and then I don't know if
I think the best solution for striker is negotiate with PSG for a loan or even a 2-year loan for Kolo with an obligation. No. And if you can get a 2-year loan with an obligation for Kolo Muani, that's your number 9. Bring in somebody under him. Then you
can do the young striker behind him if you give.
You can do the young striker behind him. Then maybe at some point, the corpse of Milik can be back and playing. Yeah, the corpse of Milik.
The problem is the last time Kolo Muani was consistent was at Frankfurt.
Yeah, and even now he's not consistent. I mean, he caught the Mota infection, and now he's terrible.
Yeah. And I just
same with Vega.
And my problem is if we sign Kolo Muani, I don't know if that. I think we are just taking the problem, which is right now, for example, Vlahovic with a high salary and getting another player that is demanding a high salary and pushing it like 2 years towards 2 years later. I don't know.
Yeah. But the
Hey,
team,
Marmoush kind of looks good at Man City, and he was scoring goals for fun in the Bundesliga. He seems to have found things out. He seems to work with. Yeah.
should have got Alvaro on loan from Milan. That's one of those players that I wish never left.
Right.
It's not like Man City didn't win before they got Marmoush. Dude. Okay.
I was just being petty.
He's just pissed because of the team, and now I don't know. He's coming for the Bundesliga. That is producing their talents.
We'll fly over the pond. We'll take you out. We'll relax with you.
You need good weather, man.
All right. On that note, we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes. We gotta shut this bitch down. Exactly what the baby said. Like and subscribe. If you don't, that baby will throat punch you. And on that
He will. Dude, he'll grab your throat. He rips the
grab your throat. We'll legit grab your throat. But on that note, we will see you on the next one.
Don't forget to join your local JOFC. Yeah.